guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, simply celebrating George Lucas's birthday and talking a little bit about mentorship, what the past means, and how profoundly grateful and full of gratitude we should be to Mr. Lucas for everything he's given us. So, here's the video. Hope you enjoy it. And George, happy birthday, my friend. Hey guys, welcome back to the Cantina. It's Stephanie, your friendly neighborhood barkeep, bar manager, controller of Crazy Wookiees. Today, I want you to pull up a bar stool. We're serving birthday cake because guess what? It's George Lucas's birthday today. He turned 75. And I want to talk a little bit about him and basically the gratitude we all owe him for what he has done in film, the gifts he has given us with Star Wars and the Indiana Jones franchise. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about mentors and respecting those who either built up something that we all love or who are experts in it, who are teaching us the ways. George Lucas is both. So he turned 75 today. It's very interesting how back in the day, even when I was a little kid, kids were expected to be outside, exploring, living their imaginations. All right, we played cowboys and Indians, and we did. We played cops and robbers. We played Star Wars. We played Indiana Jones. We had an imagination escape that we would go to. Parents would kick us outside. We play all day long, even in the wintertime. Damn right, I want to go outside and play. Go outside and play. Go, 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 go. Put your boots on, put your jackets on, make sure your sweater's on, make sure you got 4 layers of socks, and get your butt outside and go play. When The Empire Strikes Back came out, we played Hoth. All right. That's what George Lucas gave us. Different worlds to explore by ourselves and stories that we can make up with those characters that he built. And it is profound gratitude we should all be giving him for that. I find it ironic that every one of his stories, even Indiana Jones, there's always a mentor. Marion's father, Abner Ravenwood, was Indy's mentor, or one of them. Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Yoda, even, Palpatine in a dark, sinister way, are all mentors. There's something about the stories that Lucas impressed on us is the importance of the older, wiser generation and what they did and how their accomplishments can teach us as well, learn from our mistakes. Again, though, also knowing that the younger generation is going to make their own mistakes and learn from them too. But still, there's always a deeper meaning and wisdom what the mentor is teaching us about the way to go. My father was my mentor. My mom was. I had professors that were, to a certain extent, but I thought they were all crazy. These are important messages. And I think they're being lost today in this SJW hyper, nothing happened before I woke up this morning world that I think 90% of the people that work at Lucasfilm live in. The past doesn't matter. And yet, when you look at the stories, everything in the past matters because everything that is in the present is tied to what happened in the past. See, this is why I am a historian. This is why George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford are very interested in preserving those things which connect us to those times gone. Because without that, We don't have an identity. We don't know who we are. And, maybe there's some sinister force in the world right now with a lot of money that wants to remake up everybody's identity into, I don't know, a faceless Orwellian nightmare. But it doesn't work, because no matter what you do, you can rewrite history. You can burn the books. You can basically wipe clean an entire canon, but it's always going to be there. So you can't really get rid of it. Every day in Egypt, the sand is pulled away, the wind wipes away yet another layer, and more of Egypt's long dead past appears. Every day, there are things found in Rome that teach us, archaeologists and historians, more about the Roman Empire. Every day, there are things found in China that teach the Chinese and the world more about the past emperors and the past dynasties that ruled China, and the Mongolians, etc., etc., etc. Here in the United States, we find settlements, white people, evidence that white people lived up in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, when the Vikings were off exploring. We have evidence of all different kinds of different migrations coming to North America, and not necessarily over the land bridge, okay? Because when you look at history and you start really peeling back, the stories and artifacts tell you a story, they tell you history. You realize that humanity and everything on a strip of land means something in the present and will mean something in the future. All right, I'll give you an example, and I think Mr. George Lucas would appreciate this. World War I. When he did Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, Indiana is a veteran of World War I, like my grandfather, both of my grandfathers. And without World War I, without the Treaty of Versailles, we would not have the 20th century the way it turned out. There would not have been a reason for the Germans to feel like scapegoats. When you look at the history of World War I and how it started, there weren't really any bad or good guys. It was just a stupid thing started by a bunch of stupid European potentates and got 10 million men, the flower of Europe, killed. And that event from 1914 to 1918 changed the course of the 20th century forever. Because where did a lot of the bad stuff in Europe start? In the trenches. All right. Mussolini and his marching on Rome, I think it was in the early 20s. He basically, all he did was say, all right, I'm going to change the word socialist in our party to fascist. And then people will appreciate it. They'll go better, because anything that had to do with socialism, the regular rank and file middle class person was like, and scare people. So these people, like Hitler too, played with the words, but they were still part of that collective attack on individual freedom, on European liberalism. Okay, that started in the trenches of World War II, of World War I. Okay, and you could go on and on and on. World War I affected Asia. It affected Africa. It affected the entire planet. We're still living the effects of that war. And these are the things that people at Lucasfilm now do not understand. Kill the past, make it disappear, kill it if you have to, blah, 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 that bullshit that Rian Johnson, had Kyle Ron puke out there. You can't kill it, like I said. And what I loved about what George Lucas did when he took the story of Luke Skywalker, the mentorship that Obi-Wan gives him, the mentorship that Yoda gives him, the fact that Luke still has to make his own mistakes. But they also know, both of them, his mentors, know Luke will learn from making those mistakes. All right? He learned not to let his hate get in his way. He learned patience. He learned that he had to be at peace with himself in order to understand everything that was going on around him. Okay? Remember, the dark side clouds everything, and when you're impatient, when you're full of anger and outrage, the dark side will cloud your mind and you won't be able to see what's going on. That was one of the tenets that they taught him. And by God, we didn't get to see that. Again, you can't walk away from what Lucas put out there. Indiana Jones. The mentorship that he got from Abner, from his own father, and from others, gave him, the training, the knowledge, and the wisdom to do all the crazy things he did. The education to see a historical object and understand how deeply important it was to not only to find it, but to preserve it and make sure everybody could see it and learn from it. These are the things George Lucas gave us, and mentorship is everything in his stories. His vision. And when I look at him now, at the age of 75, I see a mentor. I see Obi-Wan. I see the guy that we should all be sitting there listening to and learning from his vision and how he sees the things that he built growing and where these pieces can be put in. See, the thing about it is when you cut the vision and the mentorship away from something that a visionary and the mentor created, you lose what the meaning was. And that's exactly what Disney has done. And on George Lucas's birthday, I just want to say that we should all be very grateful for him, grateful for his knowledge, his wisdom, the vision that he had as a young man, and his individual ideas on what he wanted his franchises, the stories he was telling, to look like and be. Because ultimately, Star Wars, the first 6 movies, and Clone Wars are what he saw Star Wars as. Okay? Anakin learning from Obi-Wan and Yoda. Anakin making mistakes, that precipitous, slow fall to the dark side. Luke, impatient like his father. You see it all the way through there. These things where the young person who needs to listen to the mentor doesn't, but the mentor also knowing that eventually the kid will come back going, I need help. You have to tell me what I did wrong. You have to help me fix this. Okay? There are times, even in Star Wars, even in Indiana Jones, where the hero has to make a mistake in order to come back to the mentor. And that's exactly what Luke did. Luke fixes the mistakes that he made in going to Cloud City by saving Han on Tatooine, comes back to Yoda to find out the last things he needs to know. Yes, Vader is his father. Yes, Leia is his sister. And yes, he must confront Vader. But Luke also knows something the mentors don't know. That there is still good in Vader and that maybe he can turn him. And that's the one thing. And that's very important. That the kid who's being taught learns something about the thing that he needs to fix that the mentor doesn't know, or the mentor's had so much experience with it that his judgment is clouded. And that's exactly what happened with Luke. He learned the lessons they gave him, not only by them teaching them, by him learning from his mistakes and realizing they were right to begin with, but also he learned something on his own. And that is the most important lesson a mentor can teach you. And what I'm worried about now on this George Lucas's birthday is that no matter what goes on, no matter what happens, the people at Lucasfilm, even those who've been there for decades, who have no gratitude for the chances that they've gotten from George Lucas himself, will not learn from their mistakes and be able to fix what they broke. Because like Palpatine, like Darth Tyrannus, Count Dooku, like Darth Maul, they're blind to their own mistakes. They're blind to their own hubris, and they're incapable of learning a lesson. And going back to Lucas and saying, I know what I have to do. I know you're right. I know what I have to do. And I also see that something you didn't see, that I can fix myself. And it'll make everything you did better. Okay? And it's not out of your vision of what you planned. But are they capable of doing that? Who knows? Anyway, this is Steph. Happy birthday, George. We love you. We appreciate everything you've done for us, for our storyscape, our heroscape, and our imaginations, letting us run wild. And want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for everything you did. And thank you again so much. And to you viewers, remember to tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. And no fights in the cantina. No gunfights. That shit goes out on the street. And remember, I'll see you around the galaxy, scoundrels. Happy birthday, George. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And please, today is a great day to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, any of the Star Wars movies Lucas directed or produced or oversaw. And just to remind yourselves what he stands for and what his stories stand for and how much they really mean to our culture, and the gratitude we all owe him, because a lot of people really, really don't get it. They don't. This world of entitlement is profoundly bad, and we got to remember what Star Wars means and what Indiana Jones really is about, and what the man who envisioned what they were supposed to be about envisions for them and what he gave us. So happy birthday, George, and I hope it's a great one. 75 years isn't long enough. We want you around for another 75. I'll see you around the galaxy, old scoundrel.